You gonna start it off, right, D?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you all, here we are. Here we are, streaming live, Great Man TV. I am Dunamis D. I am the author and the host of this show, Great Man, Where Art Thou? And boy, y'all see on the screen, Michelle Obasi. Say hello, Michelle.
Hi, everybody.
Oh,
Welcome to Great Man Where I'm extra today. Welcome to Great Man Where Art Thou TV.
Oh, you just did a little extra because we got this fine black man on the screen. We got a fine.
I have a reason, y'all.
See, I get ignorant. You get dignified. You know what I mean?
Not only is he handsome, but he's brilliant. Powerful.
Thank you. Mwah. Love you all, I swear.
Baby, you know, you looking at all that. All I see is beard, teeth, black butt. All that other stuff don't matter right now. But I'm going to get there.
That's so wonderful for the ego, I'm telling you, man.
Khalid Scott, or Khalid. I got to pronounce it correct.
Khalid.
Okay. How are you this evening?
You know what, Dee and Michelle? God is so good. He has started off this year just letting me know that, you know, the blessings are always coming and that I'm worth them, you know, and passing on the message that everybody else is worthy. And that's the message that we got to get out here, that everybody is worth the blessings and highly favored.
You know what? That has just really, now you spoke to me. I'm finna take it personal right now. I'm worth it.
Yes.
I'm worth it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Come on now. That is when you come out of a total victim mentality.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm worth it.
Don't, you know, we've been going there, clinician. You know? So Michelle, we have Khalid here, and tell me what sparked your heart to reach out to him, to have him on the show. It Begins with Daddy Part 2, which, you know, I was totally in agreement too, because, you know, I could take Khalid and I could use him in so many ways, so many facets. I could just take you and stretch you all. Let me just stop now right here.
This is what I deal with after program. In production, no, but seriously, Great Man Where Art Thou TV is real talk about real life and relationships. For all of you all who have just tuned in or tuned in for your first time, it's real talk, real solutions. We provide real solutions to what men and women are going through. We've come together, and one of the things that we do here that's so unique is that we want to hear from the men. Our men are beyond brilliant. Our men are beyond intelligent. Our men are beyond real. And most of our men don't have a voice. So we have utilized this platform. Dunamis D has been doing this for over 20 years in media. I am here as an advocate for relationship and emotional healing, but the spiritual strategist and the life and relationship strategist, that is she, came up with this concept of bringing men so that women can not only understand who you are, but appreciate and start respecting who you are in our lives as the head, as men, as the chosen ones. So that's why I was like, with this topic, it begins with Daddy. I couldn't think of nobody else.
Oh no, I couldn't. I agree. I had to, you know, Khalid, you are definitely at the top of my list of the greatest dad.
Wow.
Father ever. You know, and we have had so many enriched conversations, and a lot of your standards that you live by is phenomenal. And you are a man who is fortified to stand. You know what I'm saying? I love it. And I'm gonna let you get into a lot of that. But with that being said, not only are you a great father, but you are a great man, and you stand in your occupancy and your position with authority. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, in our society, a lot of that has been diminished.
Yes.
Now, I want to know, before we get into It Begins with Daddy part, why is that so diminished, particularly amongst our Black men?
I'm going to say this, Dee and Michelle, and I say it carefully but purposefully, that it's an agenda to break down Black men. I'm going to be doing a training next month on Black male sexuality. And in my research, I have discovered that it is, again, a plan to break down Black men. Mm-hmm. And it starts off by breaking down Black boys and breaking down Black families. Okay. And I'm just on this.
Uh-oh, we have a tech. We know he's coming back.
Oh, he's coming back.
You can't. I'm going to give you. Okay. I'm sorry. Someone tried to call. Sorry about that. But okay. I'm on a mission that you're not going to break me down, and you're not going to break my fellow brothers down. You're not going to break my man child down. And I'm doing it one person at a time, because it is. And if you see just the systematic ways of how over the last 5 centuries they've tried to break down the Black man. Let me share something with you. I didn't know this until I did my research that slave masters used to molest Black male slaves.
Most definitely. Yes, most definitely. Most definitely.
Right. And the irony of it is they molested the Black male slaves, but then if you were 6 foot tall and burly built, they used you to be a baby maker.
Almost definitely.
So look at the contradiction to that.
Almost
I don't want you to have the spirit of your manhood, but I want you to use your physical manhood to make more slaves for me.
Now, Khalid, see, just listening to you talk, oh my God, my mind went about 50 different places that I could just pull from. And that is the whole purpose, because you all's mind is brilliant.
Yes.
Mind. But to get you to stop using your head on your neck and just to use the head that's right there in between your legs, that's the whole purpose. And now you make babies, but you don't know how to father.
Correct.
You're just a baby maker. You're just a fuck. That's what the acronym comes from.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes, D. And as you see, we still have that mindset. In 2018.
Yes. We still have the mindset.
Yes. You know, D, right. I'm a social worker, D. So I have and I work at the Veterans Administration Hospital, and I have so many clients who have 18, 25, 30 kids by multiple women.
Almost definitely. And that's what I'm saying. There's so many ways that I could pull by you talking from a clinical standpoint, clinician, spiritual, historical, you know what I'm saying? Practical.
Yes.
We're going to deal with a little bit all of it today. How about that? We're going to deal with
absolutely
today. Let's get it. And that's why I told Michelle, I can't talk to no Khalid for no 15 minutes. Let's bring him on in the beginning. You just broke up my whole agenda. You know? Because from a clinical standpoint, I cannot even tell you, and I can tell you, you can know how many women have been molested by their fathers.
Yeah.
So from a clinical standpoint, we don't even see, if you're not in this profession, if they're not doing what we're doing, Khalid, the magnitude and how, because it's so silent. However, that has to be a mind of a man who was victimized to even remotely think.
Yes.
Remotely think.
Yes.
To remotely think. To go in with your daughter as a child, or even how the cousins were with the cousins, and the brother with the sisters, and the brothers with the brothers.
Correct.
So we know from a clinical standpoint, which is why I came out of the secular field of bringing these things, just listening to it in a therapeutic room, but also dealing with it from a spiritual connotation. And as Michelle also deals with it from a historical standpoint, we as a community have to come together and bring all components, and don't be afraid to talk about this.
Correct. Absolutely.
That is why we are here, because we're taking our private conversations and we have to make them public. Between the three of us, between clinical, spiritual, and historical, the knowledge that we have and the conversations that other people have who are just afraid to talk about it in the church, out of the church, wherever, in the schools, we have to start bringing it to light, because a lot of what you just said, the psychological issues that we have, 25 children molesting one another, sleeping with your sister, and all of this other stuff, that was not our original self. If I was us before we came here, before we were brought here, I should say.
Correct.
That's not our original self. That is not
Correct.
how we were as a people. That's not how we were. But when you get to the slave, and people hate for us to go back to slavery, but it's still impacting us to this day. But that's called, they had sex farms. When you were talking about the molestation of the men, that was on plantations, that was on sex farms, and they would put daughters with their fathers, and they would put mothers with their sons, and they would make them procreate and have children and think nothing of it. But what did it do to us psychologically? What did it do to us generationally? What is it still doing to us? Because I have stories of relatives who were molested by their, incest and different things of that nature. Nothing happened. And how my mother came up from the South. Even myself, I was accosted by a friend. He was my cousin, but he was he was a friend of the family, but he was my cousin. But I thank God I had the ability to get away and go to his grandmother before anything happened to me. And I was little. That was the second incident. But just imagine, what would have happened had that continued on. And this was my so-called family.
Correct. Correct.
So correct. It's for us to talk about, because a lot of people don't know, and a lot of people are experiencing, and they need a voice. So
correct.
Well, I'm going to set the tone here, because this is just a prelude of what we're going to get in and talk about. So we're going to begin. We're going to begin the conversation. It begins with Daddy, because we're going to have the real talk. Naturally, this is a real issue, but we have some real solutions here by bringing out the truth. So what I live by, Khalid, is a spiritual principle that I think that we have lost a long time ago, and I want that to be restored with my posture and women as well. Is we as women are doing so many things, but we have to know how to step back in some cases and allow you all to take the lead.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I believe that now, just because you're Black and you look good don't mean you have leadership capabilities. That's something that has to be developed. You see what I'm saying? But correct. In a case like yourself, I may be the host of this show, I may have wrote a book, and I may do all that, but when it's all said and done, I'm a woman. And as a woman, I need a man that's fortified in my life like yourself. I ain't talking about sex. I ain't talking about, I'm talking about your presence. See, I think when we put together a man and woman, we automatically go there, a dick, pussy, let's have sex, and let's go all this. Too much. That's too much. It's more to you than just that. It's more that to me than just that. I think we always thinking sex at the forefront of our brains when we see a man or a woman, because that's how our minds have been shaping. I'm talking about respecting you because of your authority that you carry in the earth. You see what I'm saying? As a father to that beautiful young lady that you are raising. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Correct.
He needs that protection.
Yes.
And as you are guiding her, showing her, protecting her, leading her, I know it's your heart's desire that when she embark upon a relationship, that a man like unto yourself, other than that, you won't give her away. Am I correct?
You better believe it. You better believe it. PTA exclamation point. I had a discussion with Anaya, and I'm like, Anaya, understand that I plan to walk you down the aisle, but I will not hand you over to anybody. So be mindful who you want to have a long-lasting relationship, because they have to go past daddy.
And there's another counterpart here, because realistically, you didn't get her by yourself.
Correct.
So as a woman, she also needs a woman, not saying that you need to have one, but I'm just saying in our society in general, we as women have a responsibility to model what a woman is, to respect you all.
Absolutely.
Because if she doesn't know what that model is, and I'm using her for an example, as we as all women, then we won't respect that. And then now we can do harm to you all. It's a lot of women who do harm to you all as men.
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Now, on the chart of domestic violence, the world want to magnify men are whooping women's tail, but we got so much going on that we are abusing you all emotionally, physically, and mentally. So what I want to do right now is I want to be that model that even when we're in a man's understanding and presence of knowing who he is, like yourself, Khalid, who he is, that I am not ashamed or intimidated or feel anywhere less than, not to step back and say, take the lead of this conversation, Khalid. Take the lead.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I trust you.
Yes.
When you appear in your mind and understanding who you are, it doesn't make me less than who I am. It doesn't matter about the money that I make. It doesn't matter what I produce. I need your guidance. And I'm 50-something years old, and I need your guidance as a man because I did not receive that as daddy. And I need that to be whole for my next relationship.
Correct. Absolutely. D, you're hitting the nail on the head.
Okay, well, go ahead. I'll pass it over to you.
When great men speak, come on, speak on it.
Come on, speak on it.
The thing is, us brothers have let you all down. Mm-hmm. And let's be clear about it.
Yes.
And we got to get that back right. Mm-hmm. We got to get that back right. Chivalry cannot be dead. I was on a Facebook group page, and a gentleman posted that he has first dates only at Starbucks. And he's a friend of mine. And I said, and his logic was, if I meet a young lady, say I go to a dating website, I meet her, we go to Starbucks, the only thing I'm going to spend is $4.95 for a mocha coca latte. Well, because he's one of my friends, I called him and like, brother, why are you throwing that out there in the atmosphere? Because hundreds of women were, giving him likes for that. So when I called him, I'm like, man, where's your mindset where you think that's okay? That's how you're supposed to start possibly a relationship. He said, Khalid, real talk, the last 11 women that I went on first dates with, I've taken them to Starbucks. 9 out of the 11, I slept with them later that day. So he said, Khalid, I was able to have sex with a black woman for $4.95.
Wow, come on, really?
Shit, he probably could have had that for free.
Got you. So his point was, Khalid, you keep being that nice guy and taking them to the Grand Lux or Cheesecake Factory, and then they give you a kiss on the cheek if you get that, and you drive home. I'm in bed with him that night. So who makes better sense? I said, Carlos, it's kind of like the hare and the tortoise effect. I take the long way, the visual route. You go the fast way. Both of us are still single because you haven't told me once that one of the 11 were wife material. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, even when I got divorced, D, I purposely did not date for the first 2.5 years because I had to heal Khalid. And, we had discussions about that. Mm-hmm. I'm healed now. So I go on dates. Indeed, they're healthy. The communication is well. They're lively. They're positive. Why? Because I know I don't have a bag of hurt that I'm carrying on those dates. I'm going on those dates as a healthy man, And if I'm healthy as a man and I seek healthy women, do you see where I'm going with that? That's a healthy relationship, and that's what we need to see out there. So healthy relationship.
So are you saying, because this is not one-sided here?
Absolutely not.
Anything that we do in our life, it takes a man or a woman. That's my stance. Correct. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
We're not independent of one another. We're interdependent. So what are you saying is that, Khalid, you can have a healthy dating relationship.
Correct.
And it can lead to sex, and it may not lead to sex.
Correct.
What constitutes a healthy dating? Help me to understand that, because I haven't never dated, but at this point in my life, I'm out there. Not out there, but I'm at a place where I want to have camaraderie. I want to have socialization, and I don't want to be around all women. Michelle is enough. I'm tired of laughing with her.
Got you. I understand completely. Well, for me, a healthy dating situation it goes like this. When you're on a date, you get to not feel like I have to manipulate and wear a mask. That I can be totally transparent. And if my transparency runs you away after that first date, you wasn't meant to have a second date with me. Or I wasn't meant to have a second date with you.
If that transparency is what now?
Received.
It's not received or received.
Not received. So in other words, help me out. This is going to be my little platform of education. Help me out.
So what happens is on a first date, I'll tell a young lady, I have a beautiful teenage daughter. She is number 1, middle, and end in my priority list. Anybody else right now is number 2, because I got 2.5 more years to get her to Harvard University.
Okay.
Now, that's my truth. I'm not like most men who when they get a divorce, they divorce their kids as well. Mine became she was my priority while I was married. She's my priority now that I'm a single dad. And I need you. And then it could be something as easy as baseline, like I like a woman who knows how to cook. Now that scares women, because it's this thing about, it's like catering to a man. How dare you even bring that up on a first date? But for me, I'm a strapping guy. I like to eat. And it's something about knowing that a woman has made a meal for me that just does it for me. So
because and let me interject right there. The pain of our victimization has come, and I'm talking because I empower women, and I can't believe that a woman don't know how to cut up a chicken. I can't believe that a woman don't know how to cut up. See, that's the first thing my mother taught us as far as how to care for our men.
Got you.
My brothers can outcook some women in a heartbeat. My brothers can outcook some women and clean. However, from a standpoint, women have now put validity that all y'all want is how they look and some sex, and y'all supposed to be satisfied.
Correct.
So what you're saying is it takes more than that. Am I correct?
Absolutely. Because see, for me, in my failed relationships, when I do a hindsight, what I didn't ask for, or what I did wrong, what I didn't ask for is I need you to take care of me too. See, I grew up with James Evans and Heathcliff Huxtable as my daddies. So I saw them taking care of Florida and Claire. So in my mind, I'm only supposed to take care of my wife. I missed the part where Claire and Florida took care of Heathcliff and James.
Correct.
You see?
Correct.
So now I'm 48, back out here on the dating scene, want a relationship probably within the next 2.5 years. I want to know somebody has my back covered as well.
But we got to do that out of our wholeness and not out of their pain.
Absolutely.
And I'm saying that because I have encountered men that I can take care of you, not financially, cook for you. I'm kind. I got your back. I got that. But they would rather go with the shallow women. Seriously, that wants to be wined and dined. And I'm talking about 50-something-year-old men. I can't comprehend that.
Because you have to remember that we all come from a broken place. We're broken people trying to put the pieces together. And we have assimilated that less is more. That my gauge has to, or my baton has to be lower to get a minimum of my needs met. We don't want to raise the bar higher no more, because raising it higher, it's an unachievable expectation. So I don't want to be by myself, so I'll lower it. So if I'm a woman, an established, successful woman, but I'm letting a man take me out to Starbucks for a $4.95 latte and going to bed with him that same day, I've really kind of lowered my standards. You know, we got to bring them up.
But it's okay. See, Michelle, just hold on a bit, because I got my book.
I got some questions, but
because I don't think that anything can be measured by $1, whether he spent $400.95 or whether he spent $4.95.
No, you're missing the point. What I'm saying is, then if men, we follow your leads. It should be the other way around, but we follow your cues as women.
Okay.
If you say to me, I'm okay with $4.95, then on my birthday, I want you to take me to the Cheesecake Factory. No, why can't we just go to Applebee's?
Okay, so Khalid, so if I met just as we brothers and sisters, so I'm gonna use you for an example.
Okay.
If I didn't know you and I said, you know what, transparent, Khalid, you know what, I have been working on my being transparent. I need to be held. It ain't got nothing to do with no Starbucks. It don't have anything to do with anything else. I just need to be held and I need to be loved for this moment because that's what I require as a woman.
Yes.
I'm not a hoe. So is there anything wrong with me being able to communicate with you where I am and what I need based upon how our conversation went? I may say this, Luther sang the song "If Only for One Night."
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Is that too? I mean, I haven't done that, but is that too forward?
You got to know your audience.
Would that be offensive?
Well, this is where you got to know your audience.
Okay.
You have to see, the thing is, before you go on a first face-to-face, I'm assuming you had at least, at the minimum, 4 hours of telephone talk before you got to the first date basis.
Most definitely.
I would hope. So because you wanted to see how you vibe and what do you have in common. And then after that, the minimum of 4 hours on the phone, then you say, well, let's go ahead and meet up. So you kind of have a...
Yeah, and naturally, it has been some conversation, camaraderie, or whatever. Because I think everybody, I don't think people know really who they are, what they require for themselves. You see what I'm saying? I know my love language. And if I'm not going to allow you to come into my space, see, just because I may date, I'm not going to have a conversation with everybody because realistically, that is my love language. And I'm not going to open myself up emotionally like that.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
Correct.
But I'm asking you because it is very skewed. It's so distorted. It's so messed up. How do we come into a happy medium with transparency? For me, I lose a lot of. I don't want to hear you're working too hard. You're working on your business. You're working on this. You got to. I'm not a casual person to say, let me watch 8 hours of TV. That's not me. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So if a person got a job, J-O-B, just like you respect your people, got to respect your daughter. They need to respect my business as far as my vision.
Absolutely.
I put that out on the table, and many men can't handle that.
Right. But see, the thing is, you need to put it out on the table front end so that you don't waste your time. Because you're already saying my time is at a minimum already. I'm a busy person trying to make it happen. And if I can be this frank and upfront with you now, then that's how we set the tone of a healthy relationship. Okay. That friend I was telling you about who takes the women to Starbucks, he has 8 kids by 6 women. He does not tell any of the women who he's dating that he has 8 kids. So see, he starts the relationships off on hidden agendas, manipulation. For me, I don't want that in a dating a relationship thing. I go in saying, man, this may be a possibility, but let her know up front who I am so I give her options. Because we all deserve options. So if she may say, well, you know what, I really don't like dating men with kids. You seem to be a nice guy, but call me in 8/20/20 when your daughter's at Harvard. I'm fine with that. Because at least I'm not wasting my time. And I'm not wasting your time. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And we can't keep manipulating people because manipulation does no good to nobody. And it has a rippling effect because now you see all these guys who used to be quote unquote good guys. Now they're trying to be the Tony Baloney player. Because why? We look at the players as having all the benefits. And we forget nice guys do at the end finish first. But we live in this world where it seems like, man, I'm taking advantage of because I'm the nice guy. No, you're not. God blesses you not to have to deal with chaos and drama. Mm-hmm. So you got to stay in and see whoever you are authentically, it's who you're going to be. Even if you try to put the mask on, you're going to have to take that mask off because you need to breathe. So you can try to play the role as this person, but the real person is going to seep out through the pores. And again, that's why I look for healthiness. I look for healthiness with my family members. I look for healthy relationships with my friendships because I can't afford unhealthy no more. I get paid to deal with unhealthy people at work. That's where that has to stay.
That's what you get paid for.
Yes.
You ain't doing it for free, huh?
No more.
And I get paid from a coaching perspective, and I ain't trying to do that for free. But reality is that let's go back to the root. Let's go back
before we move on, I got Rodney, and Rodney says something. I want to address the people who are live. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you, Antoinette. Rodney says, based on your conversation, Khaled, he says, sometimes raising the standard challenges a man in areas he doesn't want to develop for the better. Speak to that, since we're right here.
Thank you, Rodney, for your commentary, brother. You know what? We all have to be ready. We all have to be. Every day you wake up, you got to be ready for a race. Because once you walk out your front door, you don't know what God has planned for you. So you got to kind of have your gym shoes on, laced up, and raring to go, you know? And again, a good woman will raise you to be a good man. A woman who aspires you to be better because it's your natural instinct as a man to want to provide stability, provide security. It feels good when you're doing that for your loved ones. So you got to always be prepared. If you ask for the minimum, you're going to get the minimum. If you ask for the maximum, you'll get the maximum. I want maximum love, D and Michelle.
That's right. I know that's right. I want the maximum max.
I have a question for you. I was talking to D personally, and I'm going to bring it out there. I'm not ashamed. But I was telling D, I have a child. And I'm like you. I don't want to be in a relationship, marriage, or anything until I get her off, settled, in college, ready to rock and roll. But I'm still a woman. I still have desires. And so I said, my person that I would love to meet is a gentleman. He may have kids or whatever, but he and I can satisfy one another. It don't always have to be sexual. It could be dating. It could be going out. It could do whatever. Sex can be included. I ain't gonna knock whatever. Just saying, I'm just being real. Y'all got to know the full totality of where I am.
Be transparent.
I don't have to know his kids. He don't have to know mine. It's about me and him. That's
correct.
It. Yeah. And so I was listening to you talk, and I'm like, man, is that the minimum or is that the maximum for where I really am? You know what I'm saying? So I wanted your respect.
Okay. Well, for me, look at your life as a novel. Okay. And the novel has a table of contents, the biography, the introduction, and then it goes into the chapters and then bibliography. For me right now, with all of us, we have chapters that we're still writing every day. Chapter 17 comes after chapter what? 16. And after chapter 17 comes what chapter?
18.
18. It's 100 chapters. Mm-hmm. So you're still in the initial part of the chapters that you're writing. Just because you're at one place right now in your life doesn't mean that next week another chapter won't start. Okay? For me, I'm in chapter 22. When my baby goes off to Harvard in 2 more years, it's chapter 23 is called My Turn.
Yes, come on now.
My turn.
I'm about to write a book. I'm about to write a book. You're giving me a book to write.
So it's okay. It's okay to be in this chapter of your life and say how this chapter looks.
You better come on. And oftentimes we try to go from chapter 2 to chapter 80.
Yes. Yes.
And most of that is because of societal views religious views, you see what I'm saying? And lack of identity. That's the main thing. That's the lack of identity. I want to go back to the root of what you was talking about, because it begins with daddy. And I want to use your friend that you was talking about, and I want to use the women there. Don't you think in both cases, from a man as well as that woman, they are lacking that father guidance?
Yes.
Okay.
My friend who I'm describing, he grew up with relatives. He didn't grow up with his birth mother or birth father. He went from relative to relative.
So he don't know how to love a woman. He really going by the historical. He just a buck getting the.
Bottom line.
Bottom line, yes.
But those women, but I promise you, Khalid, every last one of them women think they got something.
Yes.
They are trying to capture him.
Yes.
They want him. They doing that because they think every woman think that she got something better than the next woman.
But then D, as a man asking women, when do you stop that? What is the sign that tells you that assessment is not right? You know what I'm saying? Because see, the thing about me with men, we're so, in my head, we're simplistic. We tell on ourselves. We're sloppy. If I'm married to you, D, but I'm cheating on you with Michelle, you better believe I'm sloppy enough and arrogant where I'm letting you know as my wife I'm cheating on you.
Almost definitely.
I'm sloppy. Michelle will send me nude pictures on my cell phone. Instead of me deleting them by the time I come home to you, I save them, knowing that you might know my password.
One thing my ex-husband told me after he became my ex-husband, he was like, you all see the signs.
Yes.
Yes.
See the clues.
Yes.
He said, but you all just choose to ignore them.
Yes.
He said, men show you the clues. They right there in front of y'all face.
Correct.
I learned more from him after the marriage than I did in it because of what the mess ups were, that I saw the clues, but my heart was involved and I didn't believe it because it was making me feel less than who I was.
Yes.
It was diminishing my value.
Yes. Yes.
I had to, after my divorce, the main thing I had to work on and constantly working on, Khalid, is my value.
Correct. You are worthy. You are worthy.
I need to ask this question: what's wrong with us that we don't look? That we don't want to look at the clues? Because the same thing happened to me. The clues were there, gone weekends at a time, not coming home, things of that nature. And I'm sitting on the couch like, oh, he's just with his friends. In the back of my mind, like, man, he doesn't come home anymore. What was it? And what was it about me? The correlation I'm asking to both of you are that we would even take this type of stuff. Now, I could all blame everything. I didn't have a father. I didn't know how a man was supposed to treat a woman, which is true because I did not. So It does begin with daddy. But what is it about us that will make us say, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to go there. I just want a man.
Okay. Well, let me answer it like this, Michelle. In society, who is supposed to be the homemaker?
Typically the woman.
The woman.
Correct. Stop right there. So you all have been indoctrinated to say, I am the one who makes a house the home.
Correct.
I am in charge of the family. Correct. I am in charge of how that house flows.
Correct.
So I become a failure if my husband goes out and cheats with another woman because it's something I lacked that made him go out. Ladies, men cheat because we want to. We cheat when we want to. We are using an excuse to make us feel a little better by saying it was because of your deficit. But at the end of the day, it was an opportunity and I took it. So start right there. And that's what I tell my daughter. I have this thing about when I'm talking to Anaya, and folks have criticized me to the gills. I tell Anaya, all men cheat. So when people hear that, oh, no, you're not telling a teenage girl that. I said, pump the brakes. This is why I tell her this. Listen carefully. My daughter is beautiful looking and she's brilliant. I don't want her to have the Beyonce or Halle Berry syndrome going on. The world sees me as ideal, as perfect. I start believing that I'm perfect and ideal. And then the man who I love and marry cheats on me, and then it destroys me.
Yeah.
So what I'm telling my daughter is every man is capable of cheating, and it doesn't have anything to do with you, my love. It's him. It's him. So absolve yourself from blaming you, because I don't want my daughter to put a gun to her head or take a bottle of sleeping pills or have to come and see somebody like me and spend hundreds of dollars each week on a couch. I want her to know if he cheats on me, I have a decision to make. Am I going to go to counseling and work this out, or I'm going to have to say goodbye, 20% child support, we can be co-parent, have a good life.
Yes.
I want her to know her options. So that's why I give her that message. So ladies, again, stop blaming yourselves. Stop blaming yourselves. If I'm married and my wife cheats on me, for a second, I'm going to be like, well, what did I do wrong? But then at the end of the day, if she cheated on me and she let me find out, meaning that means she wanted me, because women ain't sloppy like men.
Women not sloppy.
No, we're not.
No, y'all not sloppy like us. So if I find out you wanted me to know you cheated, I need to let her go, because I'll never have the woman that I had before. I'll never have her. Because men go after your brain first, then down to your body. That's how we get you all. You all get us with our penis. Men, we get you from your conversations, then we work back.
You better speak it. That's the truth. Hey, I was just pissed off, Khalid, because I said, is the mortgage paid off? Shit, I mean, I was pissed. Not because of the penis. I'm still paying these bills. If you gonna do it, go get some money so we can be free. I'm serious. I'm like, you talking about, no, the hell? What the hell? You don't cheat, don't get no pussy for free.
I'm a quiet boy now. I'm too innocent for this.
You didn't even know what you great man.
Hey,
Got you. I got you.
I'm just keeping it real. You
Correct.
because if I'm gonna do it, it's something in it for us. I'm not doing it just to be doing it.
Yes.
I'm gonna say, babe, the car is paid off. Don't worry about it. He's gonna be like, what did you do? Don't worry about the car paid off.
I got another appointment. I'm about to get out of here. I can't.
But that's real. My mother used to have a saying. She said, a dry purse and a wet pee is a dumb bee. And that's what we were taught, and that's what we live by. You don't do anything unless it's a purpose behind it.
Got you.
And that's real.
Got you.
I call that the Bucky Syndrome. She don't do nothing for free.
Nothing for free.
But I'm just saying, if we're going to lower our standards as a man or a woman, you see what I'm saying? Because the first thing is, I don't think we as people, like you're teaching your daughter standards for living.
Yes.
Not a standard for her lifestyle, a standard of how people live. That's what you're teaching her. That ain't her standard, but this is how people think in all kind of ways. You see what I'm saying? They think, and cheating, it doesn't stop. Even the Bible tell you when a man have looked upon a woman, he committing adultery. Even tell you to look upon. So things start in the mind, and you cannot be ludicrous to think that a pretty woman can walk.
She's breaking up just a little bit. We got it.
Beside you, and because you don't look at. I think your house is just because there's something that looks nice. It don't mean I want it. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I do have, but I can compliment you on it. I could come in your house and say, Khalid, your house is really, really nice. I love it. And most people will covet that house until you give them the bills that come with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you better believe every man and woman come with a bill. They come with something that you're going to have to deal with. Everybody going to come with an issue. You see what I'm saying? But have we taught how to work with our issues based upon the primary issue? I don't believe, going back to your friend, it's a lot of Black men, and all of us have been skewed in some way, shape, form, or fashion, but we can't keep hurting one another. We can't keep putting each other down. We can't keep saying, ooh, you a dog, or you're this or that. Our minds all was shaped up from how they inflicted us and victimized us from the beginning of the time of when they took us out of our prosperous land and brought us here and captivated us.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
So even Great Man TV and what we're doing here, Khalid, it's not about, oh, are we right or wrong? How do we deal with these issues?
Right.
Yeah. We deal with them head on. And if we want to start trying to make them better, D, we got to start with our young people.
Yes.
You know, because believe it or not, they're watching us. Yes. They act like they could care less, but they are watching our walk. D, I mentor about 10 young men, and all of them are in their 20s and early 30s. Now, somebody might say, well, why would they need mentoring? They're grown. You would not believe the ideologies and the mindsets that 20-something-year-old men have. And it's like, wow, where did this come from? A lot of my mentees don't have fathers, okay? So the foundation that should have been there wasn't. And they are the hardest to work with because I have to break down that bad foundation and build the good foundation up as compared to my mentees who had dads in the house. Correct. So I had a few of my mentees said, hey, they call me coach. They were like, coach, I'm with a Black woman right now, but if me and her don't work out, I'm going to Becky or Maria. So I said, well, explain that to me. What's your mindset with that? Why is it that if it doesn't work out with Taisha or Nicole, that you're going to Becky and Maria? They said, Coach, I'm tired of fighting. Tired of fighting. Coach, I used to be a football star in high school and college. I'm used to Becky and Maria bringing me something to eat after practice. As compared to Tamika, who was like, man, go and study. I don't feel like cooking for you. Get some Roman noodles and shut up. See, men like being caretaken of, especially if we had a good mom. Now, you may say, oh, that's mama boy mentality. No, it's just like a girl who had a healthy relationship with a dad. She wants to feel stable and secure. Why? Because the first love of her life, her dad, made her feel what? Stable and secure.
And that's why the women are messed up, because the father have not done so, and now we're inflicting you all with the pain, and we have to come back and do some self-evaluation for ourselves. And I'm telling you, just like you coach, you mentee, I do the same thing, and you'll be surprised, Elliot, how many women 30, 40, you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That mentality has to be broken down, because they have been so abused that their value has been diminished. So now they put on hair and makeup and clothes, and they think y'all supposed to bow down and reverence them, and they don't know how to esteem you. They don't know how to respect you. That's my key thing, is respect.
Right.
And I tell them all, I said, you all are so simple. Y'all not complex. You all are so simple. You know, I use the analogy of the 3 F's. If you can master this and be yourself, and you know what they are.
I got you. Friendship, faith, and funding, right?
Nope.
Tell them things.
That's their problem. They think they can fund y'all. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They can fund y'all.
Yeah.
If you handle your business, be his friend. Stop questioning him about every damn thing. A man gonna do what he want to do anyway. Laugh with y'all. That's why I could laugh, be myself, get a beer, smoke a cigar. Just be yourself.
Correct.
Just be his friend. Then feed him. Y'all like to eat. From 2 to 200, a man likes to eat. Get your behind in the kitchen and cook and feed him and love on him. His belly is so far important.
Yes.
They want to get to you down here and go straight up here and miss all this in between here.
Absolutely.
Go down and work your way up. that gets me to my third point.
What's your third one?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's my third point. Go down and work your way up.
Yeah.
But you got to have all three. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Because when it's all said and done, sex is going to only last for so long. And trust me, the older you get, the quicker it takes.
Right. Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
The older you get, the quicker it's going to take. 2 minutes. Where is the conversation after that? What is this relationship about after that? It's your mind. I need you to guide my mind. Help me. You know, we as women, we think so much when I could just come to you. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what you think about this. Tell me what's this about? Because that guidance on that is saying you are logical. I'm emotional. You see what I'm saying? I need that mindset. And I think that's the most valuable part. But that's what they try to destroy back in slavery is your mind.
Absolutely. And you know what, Dee, for me, when people ask me what was the secret with Anaya, I tell them that when Anaya turned 1 year old, I started to date her. And they was like, well, tell me what that means for somebody who just wasn't, you know, putting two and two together. What happens is children start learning early on. We think they have to be in kindergarten to start learning. No. I wanted her to understand the concept of when someone loves and cares about your soul, that you go out with them, you spend your time and your energy with them, and it should be healthy. So that's why I believe in daddy-daughter dates and mother and son dates, because as the adult, you're teaching your child what it's supposed to look like. You're giving them the blueprint about how this goes. When every time I approach a door, Anaya stops. She does not ever reach for the door because she knows better. Mm-hmm. She understands that when we're walking towards the car, if I got bags in my hand, Naya, hold this for a second. Let me open the door. Greg, give me the bags. Now go and get in. Put your seatbelt on. You know?
Now let's stop. I want to pause right there. Because that's a wonderful thing. And please keep doing it. Daddy, where art thou? I should have said great instead of great man, where art thou? Daddy, where art thou? You know? But what about the gentleman in her age bracket?
Yeah.
Who never had a father.
Yeah.
To even remotely show him how to do that.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm not saying ever that she will diminish her standards of what you have created for her. That could never be erased. So now it's making it more difficult for her to even get them attract. I'm not going to say attract, because you attract who you are.
Correct.
Correct. And I don't even want to even think about her being around a young man who don't know how to treat her right, and you still got breath in your body. I don't even want to think
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. What happens is, Dee, remember the concept that we teach people how to treat us.
Yes, yes.
We treat people how to treat us. So what happens is, when I allow Anaya to go on a date, 17 years old, she walks towards the car. She just tells the young man, I need you to open the door for me. Oh, see, understand this about me. And when we're interested in you, again, we follow your lead.
Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
So she tells a young man, oh, I got that daddy. So when you pull up to my house, please don't make the error of blowing the horn. I need you to get out the car and come and ring the bell so that you can now meet my daddy face to face. And then also know that probably you and my dad going to have a conversation on the phone.
Yes, yes. So what would your conversation be with that gentleman that's going to take your daughter out?
Hi, young man. How you doing? Let's give him a name. Tyreek. Hey, Tyreek. How you doing, young man? Fine, Mr. Scott. Hi, how's it going? It's going good. Listen, I see that you're taking my baby out, you know, and for her to let you take her out, you must have a bunch of good qualities, you know? Tell me about yourself. Oh, well, Mr. Scott, I ranked number 15, and I got a 4.3 grade point average, whatever. Gotcha. You sound like a solid young man. Well, let me throw this out. Well, tell me, how's your mom and dad doing? You know, I want to get background, you know. Do me a favor. give your parents my cell number, you know, and you write it down. And I want you to save my cell phone number in your phone.
And what's your number too?
And what's your number too?
Right.
Are you in the Bronzeville area? You in the Hat Park area? Blah, blah, blah. Now, you were probably one of the first guys at my daughter's date. Are you a habitual dater? You've been on dates? Well, yeah, I've been on a couple of dates. Got you. Well, the reason why I'm saying all this is because I'm really looking forward to meeting you, young man. Because I just can't just hand my daughter over like a grocery bag of groceries and say, here, take her. I need to know who my daughter is going out there with in the universe. So I look forward to meeting you eyeball to eyeball, and we'll discuss some other things later. And it was really nice having a conversation with you. So I want him to want to meet me. I want him to be like, man, how damn cool people. I want to meet him.
Okay, now I'm going to go a step further because I believe that that's a principle.
Yes.
That's a principle and a standard that should never go away in our, and I don't care how this world conforms because we still need protection.
Yes.
Now, before we go, a woman 30, 40, 50 has never had a you.
Wow.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's a lot of women.
I'm 54 years old and I ain't never had a you.
Again, D is
now. Because that's still vital and still needed. But naturally, I can't raise my daddy up from the dead. You know what I'm saying? I have brothers, but I'm out there on my own. They don't know. They don't see. You know what I'm saying? I got a couple of male friends that I respect. They're married, so even such as yourself. If I'm going to go meet somebody, I'm like, Khalid, I need you to meet this dude. I need you to meet somebody.
Got you. Absolutely. See, again, D, men are eternal teenage boys.
Okay.
So they can be 62 years old and still be 17. We want to impress you. We still go to the car wash on Saturday morning when we know we got a date Saturday night and wash the car. We still go to the barber shop and get clean and tight when we know we're going out with you. We still gonna pull out our bottles of cologne and spray them real good, you know, when we're going to meet you. So we want to impress you. We want to impress you. Even my buddy who takes the women to Starbucks, he takes them to the one downtown. You know what I'm saying? He said, I want to take you to a good Starbucks, not the one on 7th.
He want to take you to a good Starbucks.
He got to spend a good $4.95 downtown.
He said, I'm going to take you to a good
mess.
All right. I don't want Tamika messing up our order or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I want to impress you, you know? So what happens is, again, you all teach us how to treat you.
Yes.
If you tell me it's okay for us to do Netflix and chill, more than likely you can't be asking me to take you to Grand Lux the next weekend. Because now you've made me lazy. You made me lazy. Your bar was so low. And see, we meet you all where you're at. Because that's where we decide we're going to put the work in on that. Now, if I'm true,
but at this point, I don't think that the bar is low for me. I would say, you know what? Let's watch a Netflix. Because if you let's go to the show. Do it. I don't think that's a low bar because first of all, I think and maybe that's just my entrepreneurial mindset. I don't need to go to and you spend $200 and you still have a daughter that you taken for college. See, I think like that.
But see, you're missing my point over and over again.
What's that? Help me.
It's not about, I'm not talking about the financial. See, let me throw this out. I should have said it first. Men, we pay for our pleasures.
Oh, so that's why I'm messing up. Okay, go ahead.
That's what you're messing up is. If I am attracted to you and I got $2 in the bank, hey, Tyree, hey, Big Walter, loan me 100. I'm taking D out and she a highfalutin woman. I can't take her to Starbucks on 71st and Stony. See, we're going to show you what we think of you and your worth. So stop trying to figure it out, D. See, you see how you're trying to manage it? You got to let the man manage the date. And if you tell me on the first or second date, you gonna come over on my couch and watch Netflix and chill. You can't raise the bar after that. You have to set the tone in the beginning. D, if you met me the first time you met me and I cursed you out, will we be together right now talking?
Oh, hell no.
I set a tone with you and you set a tone with me from the beginning.
And I get that. So where does the fact come in that, okay, I just look at, I guess because I raised my children by myself and I've always been a woman, and this is how our thinking come in. Yeah. I know what responsibilities are. So
yes.
If I was to meet you, you tell me you got a daughter that you are trying to get to, that you are going to get to Harvard.
Right.
And the fact that you see instantaneously, it's not that I'm lowering my standards. I can wait for us to go to the thing. You see what I'm saying? I guess for me, I'm thinking about.
I'm releasing you from it, D. I
get that now. Where have you been all my life? No wonder I've been divorced 3 times.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you all one thing.
Yeah, no wonder I've been divorced.
Khalid.
Yes.
We need a date, the 3 of us. Are you available next Saturday for another conversation about this?
Oh, next Saturday. You know what? My daughter has an award ceremony, so I won't be. But the Saturday after next, I will.
Because what I want to do is, we're going into a whole nother.
I need a therapy session with Khalid. I need a therapy.
We're gonna get you
clinical therapist.
This is gonna be like this.
No, this is too powerful to shut it off.
I got you.
So what I want to do, I want to bring it back even the more powerful. We're not gonna forget this week. We're not gonna forget this conversation because what you all just tapped into, there are many women,
yes,
many of us. I'm not gonna act like I'm not in this group who are doing opposite of what the principle calls for. And that's what Khalid is saying. It's a principle behind this.
Yeah.
Right.
I want you to come back, not next week, but the week after. We're gonna put it up right here. We're gonna look at this tape.
So can we title that the principles for dating?
Sure.
Yes, we can. And if we have to make it a series.
And so I want to say this in closing, Khalid. First of all, seriously, I think that we take intimate relationships too fast and too soon and not value who we are as a Black man and a Black woman.
Yeah.
And for you to even tell me that my daddy gone, but I'm still a woman out here. So I need a brother in my life to communicate with, to show me. And we as women can't feel like, oh, we too old where we can learn. Because it's a world out there and we all been messed up. We all have you. So with that being said, I say thank you. And brother, I need you because I don't think, just like you wouldn't want Anaya all out there willy-nilly after you have left this earth, somebody need to come and pick up the baton to continue to develop her.
Yes.
If she doesn't have that husband like yourself as that man that you are. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
And you wouldn't want the 495 brother to be cultivating your daughter.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But a brother who knows his boundaries, a brother who can say, I know who your dad was and still guide that. And we as women, if we are not having that man, whoever will have you as a man in her life will be a blessed woman. And I pray that she will allow you to be that man.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So when you talk to that woman, come to your sister too. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I believe in male and female because I don't know you all like I think. I know you all through the observations and the book knowledge. It's just like when I talk to women, I say, let me, a man, tell you how men are, because you don't know the inner workings of a man. I do. I can't tell you about the inner workings of a woman. I can give you the sign. If I ask you about another man asks me about a menstrual cycle, I can give him the biological science part. But a woman will answer it to the letter.
And the support that goes along with that.
Yes.
So I really appreciate you. We're going to pick it up as Michelle stated, because I think that this is needed, because one of the things that we have missed in our society is a wholesome community.
Yeah.
We don't have a community no more, a community of conversation, a community to see and have each other's back. You know, look, I'm going to call you though on the sideline before next to 2 weeks from now, because I'm on this dating site and I need to find out what the hell I'm getting into. Okay. Because
absolutely,
I have raised my bar now. I got to get some good restaurants to be taken.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
No more Panera Bread, no more Netflix for now.
You know, it ain't even about that.
Right now.
I wouldn't care if you had 10 damn kids. I need to go to a nice figure that shit out. Figure it out.
Yes. Yes. If you are worthy to him, he will.
Now,
he will.
I have not put a demand on them to make them figure that out. But that's why they went to another woman, because she put a demand on them.
Thank you.
Oh, now that's a topic right there.
Come on now.
Goddamn. Have a good one, baby. I am D. Collins. I am the author of Great Man Where Art Thou? And as y'all can see, I'm going to do a revise of the book, but get this one because it is truly got some nuggets in it. Khalid, I thank you. Michelle, I thank you. We're going to have a great evening, and we're going to see you in 2 weeks, bro.
No. Absolutely. Love you both. Be well.
All right. Have a good one. All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.